Welcome yet to another edition of the League of the Genuine with me, Fred Muwema. This is a show the only show on the planet that deals with counterfeits, that deals with fakes. You need to be safe. You need to know whether what you're consuming is the genuine product. These fake products harm us. They have concealed dangers that many of you may not know about. Last week, we were talking about fake phone repairs. You saw the young men who were explaining the issues concerning the phone repairs. You saw how you could be affected. And we're going to have a continuation of that episode, but this time with a special guest from you, the public, to help us download, understand the issue more. And the special guest that we have today is, I think she's my OG. I don't know if she went to Namasagari College as well.
Oh, no.
Oh, she didn't. But the special guest we have is an entertainer. She's an actor. I'm told now she's a businesswoman. She's called Sharon O. Many of you should be knowing her. Sharon, you're welcome.
Thank you, Mr. Fred.
Sharon O. Why are you called Sharon O? What is the O about?
It's something I eventually, got after getting out of the Big Brother house as my nickname. So I decided to carry it on as my brand name.
Big Brother house. When were you in the Big Brother? Just to recollect.
Okay, that was actually 2011.
2011. Okay, Sharon, you're the first celebrity to come on this show.
Really?
And yeah, you are the
I'm
first,
blessed.
and we're so excited to have you here because I think celebrities have a lot to do with genuine stuff. You are followed by so many people, and therefore you should be providing an example to where we should go, where we should buy, how we should dress. Mm-hmm. So we're happy to have you here.
Thank you.
Sharon, just by way of introduction, it's a long break we've had. We've not had a lot of activity for most of 2020. It was a dead year for most guys. What have you been up to since COVID?
Since COVID. Well, I wouldn't want to lie in front of your face. There's less that has been happening. So much has been on a standstill as far as entertainment is concerned. And as far as real estate, because I'm in the real estate industry as well, wow. Investors both locally and abroad have not been able to do any transactions as far as buying new houses, land, or investing into business. So it's been a very big problem. But I've been lucky that I'm on a big project right now with MultiChoice. It's a production called Sanyu Series. And yeah, it has kept me going.
You're acting in the...
Yes, I'm acting in the Sanyu Series. DSTV 148. Yeah.
But Sharon, we are in difficult times. We have COVID. We cannot just about leave it for now. You saw that the vaccination has begun. I'm sure you are one of the first people who took the vaccine.
The shot?
Yeah, no, the shot for COVID.
Well, not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet. I still have questions about it, because of everything that is happening. There are a lot of fake drugs in all these, should I say, pharmacies. Or to me, I know it's the only way we can overcome the disease. But the question is, how safe is the vaccine? Are there any allergies or reactions that,
Yeah, but
happen?
You saw the health officials, the minister, the PS, and some prominent people are taking the vaccine, so it must be safe.
Yeah, well, I'm taking my time, to be honest. I'm just doing the measures for now, taking my ginger, oranges. I'm doing it the natural way for now.
We are continuing our discussion on the issue relating to phone repair services. I'm sure you have watched that episode and seen the kind of challenges we're having at the service centers when you take your phone to be repaired. But I take it for granted that you're basically somebody very conversant with the phone, maybe even among the first guys to have a mobile phone in Uganda.
Really?
Yeah, what was your first phone?
It was a Motorola, and that was around 2006?
Motorola.
Yeah, I think the one that flips. Yeah.
Yeah, the one that flips, the big thing.
Yeah, that big one.
Yeah,
that was
Motorola.
my first phone, and currently right now I'm holding iPhone 12 Pro Max.
Yeah, it had
Yes.
to be an Apple product.
Well,
Okay, Motorola, but Motorola is off the market now, I think.
yeah.
Okay, so you've watched the video. I'm sure you've been at the service center, or maybe you have
A few times. My big brother usually goes there, you know, just because to save face, because, you know, being a public figure, they definitely want to exploit you so many times. So I prefer to front someone for me.
So Sharon O is saying being a celebrity is a bad thing. You need to hide yourself because you'll be exploited. So you don't go yourself to the service centers.
Well, it has its, being a celebrity has its pros and cons,
Pros
I should
and
say.
cons.
Yes, I should
But now
say.
the issue is that at the service center, we have those phone repair technicians. Some guys
Okay.
came up here and said that a lot is going on at the phone repair centers. They don't have the qualifications. They many times put wrong parts, mishandle
Spares?
people's mishandle people's phones. Many times there's data on the phones that is lost, or you think you've got your data back. What is your experience with these phone repair issues that have been exposed by these guys? Do you have any experience?
To be honest, I will not lie to you that I do have experience, because I always go with genuine products. For instance, this phone, and I usually go with people who are reputable sellers. So issues like that, of maybe a screen breaking, but I won't lie to you that I've had issues.
So you go for genuine stuff, but most Ugandans, we like to do the corners, to do a bargain, to get things on the cheap.
Yeah, but in the long run, it does come with a cost. So I prefer to go with something that is genuine, and there's so many ways of, knowing a genuine product, much as usually the fake almost looks like the original.
They look the same.
Phones should always have a serial number, at least, behind the battery. Then what else? Basically I usually go for serial numbers. It's called the IMEI.
So when you buy IMI, I think that's the number.
Yes.
So when you're purchasing,
Yes.
what you're saying is that you should be able to get the IMI number and send a message to find out if it's genuine.
Exactly, and also go to the website and see exactly what, if the handset is exactly what is on the website. So a few things like that are very important.
I think you had it. Actually, most of these phones, the manufacturer will be able to confirm to you that it's genuine or not.
Exactly.
If you punch in that number and send to the website. And where do you buy? Do you buy from locally here or on your many travels?
If I have a chance to travel, why not? The better. But most times, definitely here with reputable companies, like I said, or reputable sellers.
One of the issues that arose during the last episode was that many consumers do not know their rights when they are going out there, either to do a service for a phone or even to buy. Is this something you are conversant with? Do you know the rights that a consumer must have when they go to the marketplace?
No, I've not taken note on that, to be honest. I just know that, when I have the money, if I'm buying a phone, the things I definitely look at, the cost, the display of the phone, if I'm having a long-lasting battery for this phone. I don't know.
Do you
actually
pay
their
attention,
rights.
for example, to warranties? Because most products will have a warranty for 1 year.
Or 2 years.
Or 2 years.
Well, I always say, does it have warranty? And they're like, yeah. So I tend to ignore that bit, to be honest.
Because that's something we have seen.
Yeah.
That most times many of us, many of the consumers do not appreciate that the manufacturer has what we would call product liability, has a responsibility to ensure that they put out there a product that meets your expectations. If you're buying the phone for communication, it must be able to communicate.
Okay.
If you're buying the phone for whatever purpose, and it must be safe and not be a health hazard. Okay, I am sure you have lived around for some time, and seeing that video, you have seen that there are some challenges, of course. There are areas that need to be improved in the telecommunications sector. Do you feel, as a consumer of telecommunication services, that there are areas we need to improve? And what do you think top of the mind are the areas that we need to improve?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of fake products in terms of phones, and I feel like government should intervene. To be particular, UCC should work with government policies like stakeholders, telecom operators to just sweep out all these fake things that are smuggled into the country. I think that is my major issues. Other than that, I haven't fallen a culprit of any nudes coming out, misuse of my phone when it has been taken there. So I feel like that should.
I think because you send your brother, so your brother wouldn't be
probably
the one to betray you. But for some people, they have actually fallen victim, and the information gets out there. But definitely. You are saying that the solution lies with government.
Definitely, and also consumers should be educated. There should be regulations, and also back to the consumers, we should be educated about, what is going on and how harmful some of these things are. Yes. So
I think the problem here at the League of the Genuine and at SCN, we have identified drivers, the things that drive the consumption, the sale of counterfeits, and so it's under the acronym of Dankani, and one of the letters in there talks about the concealed dangers of the products that people do not know. So you go in there thinking you're getting a good bargain, whereas you're actually not. You're harming yourself. You're losing money, and then you're harming yourself. Which of the main factors, according to you, would be pushing people to buy counterfeits? Is it price from your experience? Is it lack of education? Is it aspiration because everybody wants to have an iPhone, so people will go for a fake version of an iPhone or a Rolex? Is it negligence of the brand owners, that they're not doing enough to sensitize or to even tell you the difference between a genuine iPhone and a fake one? What from your experience has been the major driver?
To start with, already most people here in Uganda are very low income earners, so definitely you wouldn't expect, our economy is still growing, so you wouldn't expect someone to go for something that they cannot afford. And then we also have the mode of get rich quick here in Uganda, so we're finding so many young entrepreneurs bringing all these fake things from China, and because so many people out here are a bit naive and don't know exactly to differentiate, because they almost look the same, they almost packaged and definitely look the same. So you find people purchase these things out of ignorance. So it's so many things.
But don't
put
you
together.
think the brands have a role to play there? Because you're holding an iPhone, but would you be able to tell the genuine from the fake? I think you're basically groping in the dark. It's guesswork. You're just trusting your brother or the supplier that they'll be giving you genuine. Don't you think we need to have brands coming out more to sensitize and to inform the consumers where to buy the product, for example? Distribution channel is an issue. The differentiation between the genuine and the fake.
Yeah, definitely. Like I say, there should be a consumer's a way of educating people, and they should be trademarks right now. People should be licensed. It's not just anyone waking up and getting phones from wherever they are getting them, or Nairobi or China, and bring them on the market. I feel like there should be policies implemented. Yes.
Now, for somebody who is viewing you, when they look at you, many women would like to look like you, lightly toned and so on. And we have a big issue now in Africa. I don't know why we don't like our skin color. And so we have many young girls and many women bleaching.
Oh yeah.
Okay?
Yes.
You have a view on that?
Oh, why wouldn't I? I mean, it's quite hurting that people don't embrace their skins anymore. I think it has got to do with a lot of low self-esteem. And to be honest, I feel like at the end of the day, it comes with a high price to pay, because most of these cosmetic products that are out in the market are quite fake, and later on you're having issues of skin cancer, the skin starts to thin.
So somebody starts to have Mirinda, Pepsi.
Exactly.
You look at them and you can't identify.
Exactly. So it's a really big obstacle right now, I should
But
say.
somebody might say that actually the people in the entertainment industry are actually leading from the front in this area. A lot of artists, a lot of musicians are using these skin lightening, creams and so on.
Is that so?
So the fans, your fans, will see that and say, I would like to look like that as well. And
well, it's sad that we're passing on the wrong message, but I'm also sure that also on the side of the corporate, there are women who have really low self-esteem or having issues with their skin. So I feel like that's something we have to really look into. I don't believe in bleaching. I don't second it, and I've never seconded it.
Your personal experience with counterfeits, specifically on cosmetics, have you had an encounter?
It's been a while. If I told I have, I think it was way back. I was on a set, and usually I ask makeup artists, what kind of products do you have? Because with me, I do shop most of my stuff online. I have the chance to do that. I always use my cards to shop stuff. For some reason, I'm not so sure about what is in the market in Uganda. So she uses a mascara on my eyes, and the next day I have swellings around my eyes, and this is very dangerous because it could actually cause, skin irritations and all that. So I think that was my last
but
nightmare.
Sharon, don't you think maybe the message here is, we as a Ugandan, we are told to be patriotic, to love Uganda. We even have a policy of, I think it is, buy Ugandan,
build
build Uganda.
I know.
So are you against that policy? Because for you buy, you can afford to. Those who can't afford to go online and buy from New York or South Africa,
and
what are you telling them?
And that's why we're seated here, to pass on the message, because I have to be real in front of the camera. People need to know that they're fake products in Uganda, majority of them. So we need to educate people and put up policies, like I said.
Sharon, you are a woman, you are a mother. Your experience with counterfeits as a mother, maybe a syrup for your child when they are sick, which was not good, maybe milk, maybe Pampers, a lot of fake Pampers. What's your experience? What can you share?
Lisbon, my son is now at 11 years, so back then I felt like, there were more of genuine products than today. So I will not lie to you that I've had issues with maybe fake Pampers, bringing nappy rash or anything. To be honest, I don't think there's anything. What about
milk?
Not at all, because he doesn't take milk.
Because what I can tell you is he doesn't take milk.
He doesn't take milk.
So as a baby, he was taking what? Black tea?
He
coffee?
Not black tea or coffee, but eventually he stopped taking milk. When he was a baby, of course, I was breastfeeding him. Yeah, so...
Purely breastfeeding. But you see, the problem of counterfeits has also gone into the breast milk now. You know how?
Yeah, because of the chemicals that...
Yeah, because of the pesticide residues that will be on the tomatoes that you're eating, because of the aflatoxins that will be in the grain, the cereal, the cassava that you're eating.
Wow.
So at the moment, there is a much bigger problem, and you've had, I'm sure you're up to date with current affairs. You know that your country has been fighting with Nairobi, where your show is very popular. Over maize. You've had that story.
The maize ban, yeah.
The maize ban. And you've had there is the issue of contamination with aflatoxins. Is this something you've encountered? Heard of?
Yes, I've seen that. I guess it's a poisonous substance that is got from a fungi, and it contaminates, I think, food or something like that. I'm still learning more about it, but what I don't understand is that is it through pesticides that are sprayed on the crops, or is it later on after harvesting the crops? That's what I'm
And I think those who are listening, who are in government, you can see a celebrity like Sharon doesn't fully appreciate how the aflatoxin arises. And this is the point you've been making. Can we have more communication, more information given out to the consumers, so that when you are buying a product in the market, tomatoes or maize, you need to look out for it. But basically, aflatoxins are naturally occurring fungi, as you've said, or molds. That greenish, grayish thing you'll see on maize or on the groundnuts. That is what actually gets the aflatoxins out. And aflatoxins are very, very, very dangerous. They cause liver cancer, among others. I'm sure you've had a relative or a friend or a loved one who has had cancer.
Oh yeah.
And you realize it's on the increase.
Definitely.
So it's basically the food that we eat. What about hair products? Have you had salon mess up because of a wrong, you call it what? Treatment? A
treatment or a retouch.
Or again, you do your salon from when you're in the Big Brother house or in Nairobi?
Oh, no. Back home here, definitely. I do use genuine products, like I said. There are definitely some good genuine products on the market. It's just that when it comes to people who are trying to play around with them, and then they start, you're doing a relaxer, then they mix in something else, just to make quick money or to meet their targets, to pay rent and take money back home. That's where we have issues. But other than that, I don't think I've had anything with any
You're one of the lucky ones. But I'm sure you have ventured in another business, real estate. We have many issues there. The bars, the gauge, the cement.
And that's why you see
windows. Do you see issues there in the building construction?
Of course. There's so many hardwares out there that are selling counterfeit or substandard materials. That's why you see later on you find so many buildings that tend to fall because people are trying to again also meet the target, get money out.
So how do you avoid your houses you're building from falling? Where do you
Very good question. I have to supervise. I have to be there because otherwise,
you supervise?
I do supervise most of the sites that I'm in because otherwise
Sharon supervises. You go and get
I'm a
dirty.
hustler. I get these hands dirty if I have to because I have to meet my clients.
So for the young ladies out there who like it easy, you just have Sharon here saying that she puts on she takes off the suit and goes out in the sun too. But there is also an issue, not just the building materials. What about the masons? We have faking virtually in everything. So even the religion is getting faked. How do you ensure that you have qualified clerk of works or mason, the guys to do the work? We have a lot of fake engineers. There are some guys you'll see, he cannot speak a word of English, but he calls himself engineer. You use this kind of guys on your sites?
Well, I've been a culprit, to be honest. I've used so many people who are not qualified, but are actually doing a good job. So unfortunately, that's what we have here in Uganda. And I don't know what we're going to do about it because at times you need cheap labor to be able to save and put money in the bank. So with me, I'm dealing with companies, property agencies who have already qualified, laborers. And yeah, I'm going with that for now.
So Sharon also has issues. You also follow cheap sometimes in the real estate. When it comes to you as a person, no compromise. You have got to get the top-notch phone and the top or the best cosmetic. But that is Sharon for you. But we are here trying to create awareness. And if we have personalities like you talking about the experiences and what it is we need to do going forward to be safe, because if counterfeits are making us sick, then we shall not be able to be productive. What is your message to the young ladies out there who are watching you in terms of independence? These days they talk of independence, empowerment. You believe in those things?
Yeah.
What's your message? Work. Don't depend on a man. We have a lot of ladies who
feminists.
Yes. Are you a feminist?
What do you think? Do I look a feminist?
Well, feminists wear black sometimes. I don't know whether that's enough qualification. You believe in that?
I just believe in a woman, being able to stand by herself, without exactly depending on a man, because I come from a very strong family background. My mother is a very strong woman, but women out there should be able to, pay attention to things that they're passionate about. Don't get into something that you are totally clueless about. Then be able to learn from people who have been there before you, as far as experience is concerned. Then you won't be able to, face challenges like, these counterfeit issues or substandard products around. Like if I'm in the industry, come to me in the industry of real estate. If you're beginning real estate, approach me, be able to learn from me and take it from there.
But now, Sharon, you are discouraging young people who want to have a career in music. You were successful there with the obsessions, now you've ditched it. So you're telling them to go to real estate?
No, it's called diversification. I mean, yes.
You can still sing.
Of course. It's just that I took time off to, venture into other things. But it's not like I'm saying music doesn't pay. It does.
Music pays.
Yeah. I mean, look at people like Diamond Platinum, Tiwa Savage. They're earning from their careers.
But tell me, with this music thing, which I think is maybe inappropriate behavior, do these music people actually make up the beef? Like it's a way of attracting attention and getting traffic. So this one will beef with the other for nothing. Is that something you guys make up and design?
At times, what they call stunts, just to keep your fans, guessing or excited. Because other than that, if you're just going to step on stage and perform and then, routine throughout, then you would pretty much be boring. So
Sharon, you know what you're doing just now?
What am I doing?
You're admitting to that the industry fakes things, or
but it's showbiz. Yes, it's showbiz. Some of these things. I'm not saying everything, but it's showbiz.
Showbiz is about faking.
It's
to
about
some extent.
It's yes, definitely. You have to be able to act certain things. That's why it's called showbiz.
So showbiz and fake news, and we have fake news these days. You are bedfellows.
Stop quoting me, please, Mr. Fred.
Because we have among the problems that we have nowadays is fake news. And as the League of the Genuine, is something we interest ourselves in as well. Okay. So a lot of people put fake stuff out there. And so if you're saying that anyway, sometimes you make these stunts to stand in the gap. But we actually have a problem of fake news. Have you been a victim of fake news?
No. I mean, the cameras look for me. I don't have to make stunts, to be honest. I feel like I'm past that. I've been in this industry for the last, I think, 15 years. So by the time someone makes stunts, they feel like maybe they want to do a comeback or they're up to releasing a new video. And for me, I don't feel the need because I'm busy. I'm quite busy. So
how have you managed to remain sober, calm, and collected? Most people who have reached your level would go through a lot of challenges with drugs, with fights and so on. How do you manage to keep it low and calm?
I think it's basically the grooming from my parents.
Your mother must be watching this.
Oh,
so all the credit goes to your mom.
Both my parents.
But some people are groomed. You've seen some people who come from a bishop's home. That is grooming. And the moment they hit the environment out there with the guys, they're totally different characters.
I think it's also knowing what you want from the very start. There's a lot of influence, and if you're going to be able to hear what everyone has to say and not being focused, then definitely you'll fall off. So I think I was able to know what I wanted at a very young age. So I'm, of course, God. Yes, God. I'm a child of God.
You are a practicing, they call them practicing Christians.
Yes.
Or you are these Christians only on Sunday?
No. Practicing.
Practicing in all aspects.
Yes.
Okay, so the issues that we have had from the service centers of the telcos is that from the technicians, they told us that a lot of the information for the customers is taken from the phone and backed up or stored on their personal private computers. And once they have restored the information to your phone, they keep the copies. Do you think this is the source of some of the nudes that get to see private information that is released?
Definitely. So many of my friends have fallen culprits in the industry, and what happens is that you don't know, because at times if you take the phone there and maybe your screen is dead, you need to work on your screen, and they've fixed it. Before you know, someone has your nudes and they're asking for money, you know, because they're going to parade all these pictures out there. So it's crazy because it creates a lot of panic.
Sharon, have you suffered a nude exposure?
And not at all. I don't do nudes.
You don't do nudes?
It's not my thing.
But we are told that to gain attention and fame, you see a lot of these media celebrities, they do a nude at least too. You think this is the way to build a fan base?
Oh, well, Kim Kardashian started it. I don't think it's the way to go, because most times it does backfire. It does backfire, because when
Kim Kardashian has one of the biggest followings on social media, so it looks like
this is Africa's, and our culture is totally different. People have failed to perceive that in that way, in a way of marketing or making noise or buzz around social media. I don't think it's the way to go. There are different ways of, you know. Some
say that the African culture, the original African culture, the genuine African culture is no longer there. We are now part of a global, a world culture.
Western culture.
To what extent is this a view you hold?
Definitely, social media has played a very big role. It's influencing very young kids. There's a lot of pornography out there, and people are misusing it. So I really don't know what we're going to do about that.
And you have children. How do you safeguard them from this exposure? On social media, does your child, your son, your daughter have a phone? Do they have access to the internet?
Definitely, and with me, I monitor his phone, because his phone is under my Gmail account. So everything that he does or anything that he signs to, I get a notification on my phone. So it's easy for me to be able to monitor.
They cannot do a bypass?
It's not possible.
So mommy cannot see?
With me, it's not possible.
But don't you think, like, we get...
And there's also what they call the kids' YouTube. I think people should be aware about that. Not the kids shouldn't be on this, you know, the YouTube channels. The mainstream. There's the kids' YouTube, and I think most people don't know about that.
So can you tell them how do they access it so that their kids can? The kids' YouTube, how do you...
The kids use YouTube. I'm yet to know, though. I don't know yet. But
somehow it's there.
Look
out
there.
for kids' YouTube for those viewing.
Yes, I've heard of it.
So that you don't have adult content being exposed to children.
To the kids. Mm-hmm.
In specific reference to food, I'm sure you're a good cook. You cook for your family. Okay. Have you had situations of eating contaminated food, either at home or in public place, and getting sick? Yeah,
in a hotel, definitely. I had
You don't have to name the hotel now.
Yeah, I don't want to get sued. Yeah, but because of all these chemicals that, you know, that are given to, you know, these crops, and now the pesticides, I think that's where the whole issue is coming, and people are trying to meet the market, making sure that all the crops grow very fast.
So what was the food that you ate in the hotel that caused poisoning to you?
It was the meat. The meat was stale. And I couldn't know because the presentation was great. So I had a very bad fever the next day and running tummy.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I'm sure you've had friends who have had this kind of exposure, maybe even your children.
With contaminated food?
Yes.
Definitely, definitely. It's serious, by the way, out there. It's very serious.
So how do you think that we should be looking out for the safe food? Do you have any tips from your experience? How do you avoid, how do you navigate?
The toxins, I think it goes back to the toxins that are in the food, and it's because of the chemicals, like you just said previously, when the cattle are injected with all these things, the fertilizers that are used when the farmers are using, what kind of fertilizers are they using? So I think it all goes back to the agriculture sector.
But do you think there's a way of telling safe food from unsafe food? Apart from the obvious signs, maybe it is stale. If you're eating salads, would you really tell that this tomato has an issue?
It's very hard to tell, to be honest. It's very hard to tell. More reason why people are getting food poison. It's very hard to tell because you walk into a hotel and then you would want a chicken salad, and it's all looking nice, and before you know it, it's contaminated.
There is a big food eatery we're doing an investigation, and our people have found that a lot of the imported tomato sauce is actually just locally made, and then they just fill up the bottles. So you don't have the actual, in particular Heinz. We've seen situations where, because it's a popular American brand, so you go to this place and the bottle is always full. Every customer comes, the bottle is full. Have you had, specifically, have you paid attention to tomato sauce? Any experience there?
Yeah, there's one I bought and it was quite watery than the usual one, the thick one. So I was like, definitely it must be fake. I bought it from one of the top supermarkets. So for some reason, it was way watery, and my son could tell because he loves ketchup. So those are the fake products we're talking about. That
now you're lucky, at least you would tell. I think many guys would just do the spread on the food and then just eat it. And also there are issues of used oil. You know, in many of these places where there's a lot of frying, the oil is used over and over and over again.
Yes, and
that is responsible for a lot of the food poisoning as well. But I know as a modern woman, you definitely own several automobiles. You maybe your brother as well does the servicing for you, or if the car breaks down, he does it.
No,
but
actually,
sure
I deal with a particular mechanic. I usually don't like to switch. My brother doesn't handle that because he's not specialized in that.
There are a lot of fake. There are a lot of fake spares. How does Sharon O ensure? Give us some tips. How do you ensure that I get the genuine brakes, I get the genuine lubes, lubricants? And have you had a situation with
yes,
your car jacking because of?
I've had a situation whereby my ABS system was not in the market. Nissan didn't have it because I drive a Nissan. And then we had issues. We had to ship it from Nairobi and it was taking days. So we had to improvise. So unfortunately, what we got was fake. So it definitely told me that, you know,
what you got from Nairobi was fake as well?
No, I could not wait from what I had to get from Nairobi because of the months they were telling me. They were telling me it was taking 2 months to get here. Now, is it Dubai? I think Dubai, yeah. And Nairobi, it was taking 3 weeks, and I had to move. So my mechanic had to improvise. Where he got the spare parts, I have no idea. But it messed up the whole system because it's more of an electronic car. So then we had to wait and, you know, for Nissan to get back to us.
And you know, Sharon, that's very dangerous because every year we lose about 3,000, 4,000 people to motor accidents. And according to a report from the Ministry of Transport and Uganda Police, most of the biggest causes, 95% of the cause of the accidents is mechanical condition of the car.
Wow.
And mechanical condition of the car is about the moving parts, the quality of the moving parts. So it's a major issue which I feel that people like you need to highlight. Many guys will just send somebody to do the service for them. They actually do not take personal interest in ensuring that the car has safe parts. I think we are about to close this. We are so happy that you made the time.
Thank you for having
at short notice to really come. To be fair to her, she has a big schedule, but she mentioned to us that she loves the show. You watch our show and you watch several episodes. Would it be a fair assessment if somebody said you're an ambassador of genuine products? What do you stand for?
Of course, I'm an ambassador of genuine products. Like I said, I only buy genuine products, and I urge you out there to buy genuine products.
Wow. I think that is it for this episode. Thank you so much, Sharon.
Thank you.
I can watch her on channel
148. That's Pearl Magic Prime.
Pearl Magic Prime.
Yeah.
It's on DSTV.
It's on DSTV. It shows only Ugandan content.
So you have soaps there, Ugandan soaps. So
DSTV is actually doing a very good job by supporting, you know, content creators out there. So, yeah.
I think next time we have you on the show, we shall be talking about faking, piracy. There's a lot of copyright issues there. Here at the League of the Genuine, we say that an informed customer is an empowered customer. And I think a lot of responsibility lies with us, the consumers, to protect ourselves. This thing of government at Uyambe, I think is not sufficient. Is the government shopping with you when you're buying?
No.
So the responsibility
Is in our
rests
hands.
with you, really.
Yes.
So this has been an episode of the League of the Genuine, the only show on the planet that concentrates on keeping you safe, away from fake products and services. We have hosted Sharon O. She was kind enough to come in, and we've discussed a range of issues. Sharon O has diversified into real estate. Good luck to you.
Thank you.
We hope that the League of the Genuine will, one of these days, take the camera out and showcase the various projects that you're doing.
Please.
It is good for young Ugandan entrepreneurs. I think you have a nice example there for us. So we're happy that you've been here. So until next episode, bye for now.